So that's Brock's game, huh? Well, he can't turn in the picture if he doesn't have it. I'll take that.
What's up, everybody? And today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Spider-Man 3 Black Suit Spider-Man. So, before we get into the figure, let's take a look at the packaging. Cool thing about the packaging here is that it's actually kind of... Ooh, my light is really messed up. Sorry for the light glare. Still trying to figure out my whole lighting situation. It's very messed up at the moment. But, let's take a look at the packaging. So, first what we have here is we got the very nice Spider-Man 3 logo on the bottom here. Very nice Spider-Man 3 style packaging. Reminds me of the original Spider-Man 3 packaging, which looked really, really nostalgic. So this definitely brings back a lot of nostalgia for me. I'm actually kind of happy that they made a box this nice for Spider-Man 3. Kind of makes me think, could we maybe see a Sandman or a Venom or even a New Goblin? That'd be pretty sick. But you got the Spider-Man stuff on the side here. Nice look at black costume Spidey right there. On the back, you just gotta look at the figure and everything. And then on the side, you got a very nice kind of promo art of black costume Spider-Man. Nothing on the bottom. But at the top, you have a very, very nice, kind of a spot varnished looking Black Spider-Man logo. So as far as presentation goes, they did a pretty damn good job, all things considered. It's a really, really nice box. But now that we've taken a look at packaging, let's take a look at the figure itself. So, looking at Black Suit Spider-Man himself, he's really not anything too special. He's definitely not something that we haven't seen before. It is just the No Way Home body, but with some slight altercations to better match the Spider-Man 3 black suit look. But it does kind of work here and there. There are still issues with this body, and mine was also not safe from any QC issues, which great, love that. Um, but yeah, so let's go over the details. So first up here, as far as details go, it does not look bad. I do think that the web lines are a lot more cleaner in most areas than the No Way Home one was. Maybe it's just because the fact that this figure is black and with the silver on top, you kind of can't really see a lot of the issues that the No Way Home one had, which was mainly the web lines not being printed on the web lines. Um, you can see in some areas it is quite a bit messy in some areas, but in other areas it looks pretty damn clean for the most part. You can see some areas are off, like I believe this arm is a little bit off in some areas, but for the most part it is pretty decently clean. I really do love the silver webbing all around. The head, for the most part, pretty 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 decent, not terrible. Um, there are some issues, but for the most part, it's a lot cleaner than the No Way Home Spider-Man, which is definitely great to have. Although it should have just been clean all the way around. But Hasbro's QC, it's really not that great. But yeah, it is the same body and everything, so all the sculpt work is the same, except for the chest. The chest here is different. It also kind of looks like they got rid of the dad bod stomach. At least for me, we'll get into comparisons and we'll really test that out. But he has a custom molded chest, or a differently retooled chest to better resemble the spider logo and everything from Spider-Man 3. And they did it in a gunmetal, and it looks honestly really, really good. Same can be said for the back. I think they honestly did a pretty damn good job. There is a little bit of issues with the paint on that leg there, but other than that, it is pretty good. The head leaves a lot to be desired. It is the same sculpt as a No Way Home head, even though the No Way Home head and the Spider-Man 3 mask and head shape were a lot different. But when we do have a fix for that. So stay tuned for the rest of the video. But that is pretty much it for details. I mean, there's really not a whole lot going on here. It is the same body and everything as the No Way Home one. So there really is not much I can really say is different or too crazy. Definitely probably could have benefited from a much more muscular body build. Alright, I did want to mention, before we get into articulation, before we get into accessories, there's a chunk missing out of my figure.
They got the shooter. He said it's.
If you can see right here, there's a chunk right there. I don't know if you guys can see that too well, but there we go. There's a chunk missing out of my figure. What? What? As far as accessories go, he does come with the usual array that you get, but with some extra stuff. So as far as hands go, you do get these pair of fists. You do get a pair of wall crawling hands, which my camera does not like to focus on this figure for some weird ass reason. And of course, you do get a pair of thwippers. And as far as head sculpts go, you do get the Bully Maguire head sculpt. You do get the Bully Maguire head sculpt, and it doesn't look too bad. It's pretty nice. I do like how they managed to capture the kind of younger Toby look with the photoreal tech and everything. It came out pretty well. And you got the emo hair and everything. Looks pretty damn good. But yeah, that's one of the head sculpts you get, aside from the No Way Home head sculpt. One of the other accessories he comes with is, of course, this Venom piece, which, in theory, isn't too bad, although it does look a little bit representative of this other Venom piece, which I will show here in a second. But yeah, the sculpt work on this is pretty fair. Does look pretty nice, although it is definitely copied, and we are actually going to take a look at that. So I'm gonna go grab that piece real quick, and I'll be right back. So I am back, and here is that other symbiote piece. So as you can see, it's very, very, very similar in a lot of ways. It's very super similar. Um, Maybe there are some slight differences, but for the most part, pretty damn near similar. Almost 1-to-1, not 100%, but definitely very similar. And this piece is from a review that will definitely be coming up very, very, very soon. But in order to incorporate this accessory piece, you kind of just, well, you actually have to take the head off first. But you just kind of take it, place it over, and it just kind of rests on there. And then you put the head back on, and then, yeah, there you go. You have the Venom head symbiote piece kind of coming off the body. It's pretty cool. Definitely will be very cool for pictures. I'm kind of glad they added it. Just gives a little bit extra value for the figure, because overall, I think this is priced pretty decent. It was like, what, like 30 something for this? I know when I say pretty decent, people are going to be like, oh, you're shilling. To be honest, for the Spider-Man 3 brand, for this figure, you get a new head sculpt and you get a new symbiote piece. And it's not all too bad. But I did also notice another problem with my figure, which does really suck. One of the hands is literally missing an entire section of web lines. What the fuck is going on? There's like zero web lines at all. That's kind of ridiculous. So, yeah. It seems like this figure needs some mods to him. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do some mods. So, I'm going to go do that real quick, and I will be right back. So, here we are with mods. As you can see, I didn't really do anything to the figure at all, except for just a little bit of stuff. So, as you can see with the body, I didn't do anything. Nothing's done with the body at all. Honestly, I think it was pretty perfect, and to be fair, yeah, the web lines are messy, but I think they're a lot better than the red and blue suits web lines, so it didn't really bother me too much. I think the colors are pretty fine for the most part, but obviously there had to be some mods done. So this head sculpt just wasn't doing it. So we got rid of that, and then we have an Aldi Art Studio head sculpt that I did paint up. So yeah, there's a better head sculpt now. A lot more, Spider-Man 3 accurate with the face shell and everything. The lenses definitely were just an optional choice that I did with a chrome, just because I like chrome and it matches with my other No Way Home Spidey, at least in Legends form, so it just kind of worked. But you see right there, did the web lines too and everything. Did get a little bit messy, but I mean, it's a Marvel Legends Tobey Maguire figure, so the web lines being messy really isn't too big of a deal as long as it's like decently on there, and it fits pretty well. But yeah, so then we have the reflective lenses and everything. Of course, I painted the gunmetal on the rims there. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. Does reflect and everything. But it definitely just makes the figure look a whole hell of a lot better, in my opinion. So we definitely have a better looking black suit Spidey. But of course, I couldn't just do that. I also redid the symbiote piece to be a little bit more accurate. So I did, the gunmetal teeth and everything. Some parts were painted as if they were teeth, but they're not supposed to be really teeth. So I just painted over those parts, and then made it, look a little bit more accurate to the Venom head that was kind of coming off him during the bell tower scene. And I think it came out pretty well. And of course, I applied a gloss to it, so it's got that nice shiny symbiote effect and feel to it. And of course, having it next to the matte finish black, it's definitely a lot more different and everything. But yeah, that is pretty much the mods that I did. Also, I did repaint those web lines, or at least attempted to, on the hand that was kind of missing them. But I mean, that's all I really pretty much did. There wasn't really a whole lot to really change about this figure in any capacity. Without further ado, let's just get right into a post test. Alright, everybody. Since we're done with the post-test, I hope you guys enjoyed it too, by the way. Let's take a look at... Oh, my God, I just hit my camera. Let's take a look at Black Spidey's scale, and we'll see how he, looks scale-wise. Probably gonna be, pretty, average, 6-inch. But, anyway, here he is next to my original custom black suit Spider-Man. And you can see there is quite an improvement. Definitely like the official one better, because mine, I just did the logo fix-ish by cutting the legs and adding small little bits of clay just to give it the Black Spider-Man logo. I do like the silver, the almost like grayish coloring that I gave mine. It was kind of cool to have and everything. I do like the tones of my custom one. But at the end of the day, and I did just put the regular Marvel Legends, the brand new black suit head on this figure because I lost the head to this. But yeah, I mean, I like the color of mine, but to be honest, I gotta admit, this is really, really nice. I do quite like this one a lot. So, I don't know what to do with this figure anymore. I might do a custom of it or something of the sorts. But yeah, so this kind of just exists now. But anyway, that is him next to my custom black suit Spider-Man that I did. And then if you guys wanted to see, might as well show it next to the regular red suit, which this figure is so bad. But yeah, there he is next to the normal red suit Spidey right there. My custom one, which honestly could probably use a redo of some sorts, but definitely needs a different head, but I'm not sure if I'm going to change it. That's pretty much him next to the red suit Spider-Man. But if you guys really wanted to know, this is what the Toby figure used to look like. So I do have just a regular, straight up, untouched Marvel Legends Toby. And yeah, oh god, this is bad. The web lines are way off. They just look absolutely terrible. Fucking terrible. Oh my god, I cannot believe these things made it out. I mean, like, it's not even on the web lines, dude. It is so bad. It's actually awful. I did want to compare that. Also, he has the web lines going still underneath the stomach, which I don't think that this new one even has. Let me see here. Yeah, no, doesn't even have it. It's a bit strange. Um, but I mean, just comparing these two, this one actually has it on the web lines, at least a lot more than the red and blue suit. I mean, there are some still, spots, but it's definitely a lot more actually on the web lines than the red and blue one. Because, oh my god, like look at the comparisons with the arms there a little bit. This is so much worse. This one, it's got some spots, but it's a lot more on point than the red and blue. Cause I mean, oh Jesus, look at that. That is bad. This, not so much. Maybe it's because it's black, but yeah, I don't know. Definitely think that the new black suit one is a whole lot better in terms of paint and everything compared to this. But yeah. Anyway, that's the normal Toby. Now let's take a look at just throw random Sandman in there because he was in the post test. So there he is next to No Way Home Sandman. Be nice if they did a regular, clothed version Sandman. That'd be nice. But let's see here. Let's put him next to Figure Arts. So here he is next to the Figure Arts normal Toby if his joints want to work for me, because he likes to be super loose. There he is next to the Figure Arts regular Toby. I'll just scoot them over, because here he is also next to my Figure Arts black suit Spidey, if he wants to stand. There we go. So there are my two Figure Arts versions of Toby, and there's the Marvel Legends black suit Toby. And, like I said, I did kind of the grayish color tone for the Figure Arts, just a little bit. I did quite like my Figure Arts one. Then, of course, here's the normal Legends one. Quite nice. But yeah, that is the Figure Arts figures next to him. And then, second to last, here, of course, is my Marvel Legends custom Venom from Spider-Man 3. That's how he looks next to my custom Venom. For some reason, he looks taller, even though it's the same body. Unless this one, like, Venom's, like, standing weird. Is it just the stance? Like, put the legs together. Yeah, it looks like it might just be the stance. I do kind of have him crouched down just a little bit, or have his legs apart a bit. But, yeah, there he is next to my Venom, which has since been upgraded. I'm looking to do another video on that Venom when I get some more accessories for him. But, yeah, so there he is next to Venom. And then, lastly, but, not least, here he is next to the Mayfix Toby. Soon I'm going to make a black suit Mayfix Toby. I'm so tired of making Raimi black suits. Thank God this is going to be the last. But, yeah, there he is next to the Mayfix. The Mayfix is a little bit shorter. Just by a little bit. But, yeah, there he is next to the Mayfix. But, yeah, anyway, that is the size comparison. So, let's just get into the final thoughts, and then we'll end the video. So, as for some final thoughts for this Marvel Legends Spider-Man 3 Black Symbiote Suit Spider-Man, he looks really good next to the regular suited Tobey Maguire Spidey. But in general, I really do honestly kind of like this figure. Feels like the web lines were painted on definitely a lot better. Definitely seems like a little bit of a different sculpt going on for the musculature, for the torso, at least it seems like. But it definitely does feel a lot more cleaner, paint-wise, with web lines. I really do love the colors. I love the gunmetal for the, the spider logos and whatnot. Definitely doing the little mods that I did with this figure definitely enhanced the figure by quite a bit. But all in all, it is pretty much just the No Way Home Tobey figure. So there's nothing really too crazy or new, which is why I couldn't really pull off a lot of certain poses that I wanted to, just because of how limited this body mold is. I really like the Bully Maguire sculpt. It's absolutely perfect. I love the Venom symbiote piece that it comes with, even though if it is copied off the Hot Toys piece. But all in all, this figure gets a at least a good 7 out of 10. I mean, it's a pretty good figure, but anyways, that's about it. I'll see you guys in the
times before, and it's just not that funny anymore.